Hello, welcome to UK Gaming Network. I'm Zoidberg, and this is our look back at the games of November 2017. It's been a month where we've seen probably more re-releases and remakes of older games than we have genuine new releases, welcoming back titles like Skyrim, The Sims 4 and Rocket League, as well as UK GM favourites like LA Noire and Lumo. What new releases we did get have come from all ends of the gaming spectrum, ranging from a 20 years too late sequel that nobody wanted or asked for, to the best Call of Duty in years. And you don't need us to tell you whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. Coming up next, we've got our picks for the best and most played games released in the last 30 days. Games still in early access, as well as open betas and alphas, will not be considered for Game of the Month. Somehow, after the delay suffered by Crackdown 3, Super Lucky's Tale ended up being Microsoft's only exclusive launch title for the Xbox One X, and while it's unlikely to be remembered alongside great Xbox launch titles like Halo and Project Gotham 3, it's a brilliant platform game that's well worth the £20 asking price. This is a game where almost every character you meet has a big beaming smile across their face, and it's hard to imagine anything other than the same on the face of the player. It's occasionally difficult to gauge exactly where you're going to land from some of the more difficult jumps, and you could argue that the earlier levels are almost devoid of a challenge, but neither of these things get in the way of your enjoyment. It's a bright, colourful and fun alternative to all the identikit brown shooters out there. The second South Park game in as many months, and it's the second one that's easy for us to recommend. Trials developer Red Lynx have combined elements of Hearthstone and Plants vs Zombies to make an entertaining and surprisingly deep action strategy game. Of course, being South Park, it has a strong line of adult humour running through it as well, where nobody is safe from ridicule, even the player. There's a lot of repetition as you play through the levels again and again to level up your cards, but it's never less than fun, and there's always another humorous moment just around the corner. Single player levels can only offer so much, and you'll get a much greater challenge by taking on other human players in the 1v1, and it's here that you'll really learn how to play the game properly.
Here we go.
Since taking over the lead development duties on the Need for Speed franchise, Ghost Games have failed to reach the standard of Criterion's Most Wanted, although to be fair, that would be a tall order for any developer. Payback is their best effort yet though, ditching the tedious nighttime only environment and dodgy FMV sequences of their previous game, and opting instead for the same blueprint as the Forza Horizon series, melded to the feel of the Fast and Furious movies. Although it's not entirely successful, there's fun to be had throughout, with various race disciplines dotted around the map, including off-road, drift and street races. Then there's the story-based missions, which offer thrilling one-off challenges. While Need for Speed The Run ultimately featured a better story with more interesting characters, this is by far the better game.
I'm in this for the money.
Star Wars Battlefront 2 has been on the receiving end of one of the year's biggest controversies, and it resulted in an unprecedented U-turn from EA. On the morning of the game's release, EA opted to switch off all the game's microtransactions, meaning that anyone who bought the game was allowed to enjoy the game for the hugely impressive slice of Star Wars fan service that it is. It really is a breathtaking game to look at, with the Frostbite engine being used to create some iconic Star Wars locations with a laser-sharp attention to detail. We've managed to play it for hours, and not once have we felt like loot boxes have been rammed down our throats. It is entirely possible to just sit back and have fun, whether you're playing the single-player campaign or the vastly improved multiplayer modes. It's a shame that the headlines have distracted everyone from the excellent game that DICE actually delivered. After suffering through the likes of Happy Home Designer and Amiibo Festival, we were starting to wonder if we'd ever see another proper version of Nintendo's modern slavery simulator. The Animal Crossing blueprint fits the mobile market like a glove, however. The real-time gameplay no longer requires you to rush home and turn on your console for an important event, as you can simply check your phone at any time instead. This is a series that has always been about waiting for things to happen, and although real-world money can be spent to speed things up, why would you want to? That defeats the whole purpose of playing an Animal Crossing game. Ultimately though, Pocket Camp is a little bit too lightweight to be as long-lasting as previous games in the series, So it's fun while it lasts, but that may not be as long as you'd hoped. Fans of adventure gaming will be quick to realise that Black Mirror is actually the 4th game in a series that began in 2004. But much like the recent King's Quest from Sierra, this new edition is a reboot with a new developer, new characters and a new story. As it's only been out for a couple of days, we've only managed to play it for a couple of hours so far, but already its gothic horror atmosphere has impressed us more than enough to warrant its inclusion here. We've encountered a few puzzles, and all of them have been fun to solve, and even if the story doesn't seem like it's going anywhere surprising, we definitely want to know what happens next. What is strange though is the price variation between systems. The PC version cost us just £15, whereas it's £10 more on Xbox and over £30 on PS4.
This will help.
Hidden Agenda bears a very close resemblance to the Choose Your Own Adventure books I used to read, in that decisions have massive consequences and it's even possible to fail. This is a murder mystery thriller like you've probably seen countless times before in movies, yet in the few playthroughs that we've had, the story has branched in considerably different ways each time. It's one of a range of games for Sony's new PlayLink system, where anyone in the room with you can play along using their phones, and it's a definite showcase for the system. Although it must be said that we got the most enjoyment out of playing it in smaller groups or even solo. As you'd expect, coming from the same development team as Until Dawn, the presentation is superb, and even though the story doesn't really work as a mystery, the killer's identity is too easy to guess too early, you'll want to keep playing it to see all the different endings that it throws your way. That wraps up our look at the best games of November. Let us know what you think in the comments below. We'll be back next month to see if December rounded out the year with a bang or a whimper. Give us a like and subscribe for more great videos like this one, and don't forget to tune in on Monday nights at 8 for our retro live streams. We're off to see if we can play Desert Bus VR for a full 8 hours. Thanks for watching, see you next time.